This is Jeff in 9IZ. This year I'm going to try something new. Every year I go to Dayton Hamfest and I try to sell some of my extra gear to make money so I can buy other people's gear. So what I'm doing this year is making a video of each of the main items that I'm trying to sell. Sometimes you take gear to a Hamfest and people try to figure out if it's actually working, or you try to buy something and you don't have any idea if it actually works, and people are reluctant to pay you if they don't have any idea that something works. So this year I'm going to make a YouTube video of these items actually in the shack here, operating in operating conditions, so that when I put them on the table I can tell everybody if they have any issues, then they can just watch the YouTube video. So what I have, this will be video number 1, and what I have is a high gain Ham 2 rotor. Now this rotor is probably late 70s, maybe 1978, and the rotor controller goes with it. It's an older rotor controller as well. The rotor controllers had the motor start capacitor already replaced in it, and I've got it hooked up right here with a short little cable so we can see it work. So this rotor does work. It works slow. It probably needs some refurbishing. It might need bearings greased, taken apart, everything cleaned up inside. It was working when it was taken down, and then it's just set here inside my shop for about a year or so in the meantime. So if we start it up here, you can see that it turns full time around. We'll just go ahead and watch it now. Alright, so there we see it's gone all the way around clockwise as far as it goes, makes it all the way. The brake kicks in and out real well, and don't seem to have any troubles there. So let me take it back the other way now. Alright, now we're back where we started again. So as you can see, it does work. It does turn. Doesn't appear to be locked up. The brake's functioning as it should. And hopefully, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think it just needs taken apart, and probably needs some re-grease. The bearings and races need re-greased. Now, the only issue I found so far is that it doesn't get the feedback for the position inside the resistors. I believe it uses resistors to feed back to the meter here its position, and it doesn't appear to be working perfectly. There is a calibrate adjustment on the back that you can use, but it doesn't seem to have any effect. So what I'll do is I'll show a close-up here in a minute of the actual meter when I'm turning it, and you'll see that it's only using about half of the meter. The rest of the time it's not really moving, so possibly there's resistors in there need replaced. All these parts are pretty easily replaced. You can still buy all the parts from High Gain, or there's several companies. There's one over in Ohio, I believe, called CATS that are specialists in these High Gain ham series rotors, and that's where I purchased the motor start capacitor for. And I have verified this does work. I took it out of service. It works perfectly with my Ham 4 rotor. But I upgraded to a newer rotor, so that's why this one is going. So it's not an issue with the rotor controller as far as receiving the input back on exactly what direction it's going. It's purely something that's coming down the line from the inside. So I'll reposition my camera and then I'll show One more time, going back and forth, and you'll be able to see how the meter is activating. Alright, so here we are back with the video again, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. This is what it looks like when it starts moving. So you can see the needle starts at E pretty much. It doesn't move until it gets over halfway around. We'll see it start moving here in just a little bit. Alright, now we see the meter moving. Probably 3/4 of the way around before it starts to move. Alright, now that's completely turned around. So now if we go back, it does the same thing. Doesn't seem to be reading 100%, but it does indicate that it is working, and it just, like I said, probably needs little new resistors or whatever inside. I haven't looked at the schematic fully to see what all's in there, but all the parts are easily replaceable, and if you have to open it up anyway to grease it all, then it shouldn't be a problem to work on that as well. Alright, and we're back. So the controller functions seems to be functioning, the rotor seems to be functioning, and so that's the condition I'm going to sell it in, is used and functional, just in need of a little cleanup. The case, come over here. The case is pretty clean. I don't see any issues with that. As you can see, not much going on there. It's typical case. So this is the end of my first video on Dayton Hamvention gear. If you're interested in this, come see us at Dayton Hamvention. We'll be out in the flea market, and hope you found this video informative. Thanks, 73.